I had a pretty cool idea. What if Minecraft bosses were in the Wind Waker art style? I want to see what that looks like, so I'm gonna go and make it and reveal it to you guys to see if they would work. Not only that, I'm gonna actually put them in a game engine so we can see what it would look like in Wind Waker. Without further ado, let's just hop right into it. So first things first, we gotta go look at some bosses. I think the first boss we should recreate is the Wither. We need to figure out what the Wind Waker art style is. So I'm gonna go look for a model of one of the bosses and bring it into Blender and see if we could use that as reference. You know what? This guy right here, probably gonna be the easiest thing to convert into a Wither. Easier said than done. I'm gonna give it a shot. So I started maneuvering the model, trying to get it in the right position to look like the Wither. But I quickly realized that this head is not gonna work. So I went back onto the model's website and found 3 different potential customers. I chose the bottom one and I frantically tried to put this boy on there. It looks pretty good. So I duplicated them 3 times and we got a good looking Wither so far. But the Wither is not white, dude. It's an African American boss. So I went into the textures and solved that problem. Now that's the Wither. Now we got a complete Wither model, ladies and gents. Now that looks pretty dang sick in my opinion, bro. Let's bring this guy into Unity and see what it looks like. I've actually been working on my own Zelda clone, so I'm actually gonna use this to like demonstrate what the boss battle would look in the game. So I'm gonna import a map from Wind Waker and try to make it look all fancy. So let's do that. Okay, so I set up a scene with Link. This is so freaking weird. So all I did was I put Toon Link's model on my character, made his little hat wiggle in the wind a bit. Kind of looks slightly jank, but that's fine. And then I imported the Wind Waker map and I used a water shader that I already had. This is not actually the Wind Waker water. It works, it looks freaking great. It worked out really well. Okay, so now let's import our boss. Whoa, check out the Wither boss. Hell yeah. I could already imagine what this boss fight would be like, dude. This is sick. What if we could get the heads to look at Link? That would be freaking sick. Oh my gosh, look at him looking at Link. That's so sick. I freaking love game development, bro. So I decided to put together a little presentation so I could show off the Wither. So that leaves us one question. Does the Wither work as a Wind Waker boss? Yes, it does. Next boss. Get straight into the Ender Dragon. Let's go back into the Wind Waker models and see if we can find anything that looks like the Ender Dragon. Oh yeah, I forgot about Valu. Completely forgot about this guy. Alright, so Valu looks like this. We need to make Valu look like the Ender Dragon. First thing I wanted to do was add the wings to the Ender Dragon, because I think that would be the most substantial thing that we could do. I found these Keys models and I thought, hey, that would be a perfect Ender Dragon wing. So I took those wings, put them on Valu, then I adjusted the face to make it look a lot more like the Ender Dragon. Once again, we got to give our boss some culture and gave him his iconic purple eyes. It was time for me to add these ridges that were on the original Ender Dragon. So luckily this dragon had its own ridges, so I just colored these gray and copied them along the spine. Lastly, we got to texture the wings. A quick texture later and we got a finished Ender Dragon. That is the Ender Dragon, if that's anybody. I mean, that's clearly the Ender Dragon. Here, let's drop him into the game and see what he looks like. Oh baby, look how big this guy is. Shrink this guy down a little bit. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, dude. Look how creepy that is. So I proceeded to rig that boy up. Made his neck movable. Then I brought him back into Unity. I made his wings and tail flap in the wind and made him look at Link just like we did with the Wither. So I animated him flying around the island just to see what it would look like. And honestly, it looks freaking sick. It makes me feel like we missed out on an outside island boss fight. But that's pretty much the Ender Dragon. All that I had to do now was create a presentation to show you guys what it would look like if the Ender Dragon was on outside island. So let's check it out. So, the same question arises. Would the Ender Dragon be a great Wind Waker boss? It would. And that is all I got for today's video. I always thought that Wind Waker could have used more dungeons and bosses, and implementing 2 bosses from one of the best games ever made me want that even more. So if you're kind of like me and you'd like me to make more bosses, or if you just like game development in general, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, I'll catch you guys on the flip.